Hey y'all, it's Connor Smith, and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
Hey y'all, it's Pat. Welcome to another episode of Like a Farmer. Every single Wednesday, you can catch us on YouTube and wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Today, Mr. Connor Smith is on the show. He's on his tour right now. Mr. Dylan Marlowe, who's also been on this show. I'm excited to talk about that, talk about sports, talk a little bit about outdoors, some more upcoming projects he has coming. But for right now, Connor Smith, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, a little disrespectful. You had Dylan on first, but hey, I'm the only one here today. That's all that matters.
And Dylan was invited, so I appreciate that.
100%, bro. Yeah, dude. I mean, he was killing some turkeys today, so I guess he's got a good excuse, but still a little disrespectful.
I apologize. And, I do want to, let's just start with that because I think, and we talked a little bit about off camera, but what you and Dylan have going on, this Did We Just Become Best Friends tour is unbelievable.
It's special, dude. It's funny, man. Like everything we've done, we've kind of fell into a little bit and then like kind of realized the magic afterwards. I mean, Dylan and I, we've been really good friends we met and wrote a song together before we both ever had music out. And we liked each other then, and then kind of through the years as we were kind of going at the same pace, we started hanging out a little bit more and became really good friends. And then when my wife moved to Nashville, her and Natalie, Dylan's wife, they became my best friends. And then from that was really when Dylan and I, our friendship, like got to the point where now we're on the phone for an hour every day, just talking to each other and practically doing a podcast. And it's nice in the music industry, man, to have a buddy like that where there's zero competition. Like, when he wins, I feel like I win and vice versa. And we can just be on the phone, man, and just talk about how we're doing, how our marriage is going, how the music industry's treating us, just rant to each other. And so from that, we're like, dude, we've always talked like it'd be special because we have so many similar fans. And then, also on the fringes, there's people that like my music that haven't listened to him and vice versa. And we're like, dude, it'd be special just to kind of do some shows together and kind of play into the bit. Because we started to do kind of like a beef thing where we acted like we hated each other, which was Dylan's idea at the beginning. And so we started to do that. And then, later on, all of my shows, people would wear Dylan merch. All of his shows, they wear my merch and all that stuff. So we're like, dude, let's just do some shows together and have some fun just for us, you know what I mean? And then now that we've done the shows and we did all the marketing for it and everything, it was just like, dude, this is so special. So it's been a fun time with him and every show, it just keeps getting better. And
I do want to point out, and correct me if I'm wrong, 75 and 75, is that what you would say when it comes to the co-headline tour? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's
Give or take.
It's 60-60 pretty much.
Okay, 60-60.
But we do this part, whoever's headlining, we come out and do this new song we have called Country in the Clouds together. So we do that song and then we do a little acoustic portion. So it ends up being like 60-75, but it's split even.
And you hit on a little bit. Everybody putting their egos aside, let's do a co-headline tour. Like, that's fucking awesome. And I'd love to see more of that. I did see that one time with, I guess it was like 2 years ago, it was Brantley Gilbert and Nickelback. Did a co-headline. Like, that stuff's cool. Like, hey, nobody's better than us. We're kind of all tracking in the same direction. Like, let's do a co-headline and we'll just take turns on who starts.
I mean, it's such a unique thing. I mean, if we're honest, like Dylan and I are very intentional in our friendship to like not let competition get in there. And that's a really hard thing to do in this industry where everybody's chasing after the same goal. And it's easy to get in a mindset of like someone's win could be my loss when that's not the reality of country music at all. It's like, you've seen it with Morgan and Hardy and Ernest where they're all just boys and they kind of grow together a little bit. And so with Dylan, it's like, man, our relationship is first a friendship centered around, all right, how do we want to do this industry and like be good humans inside of it and like serve the Lord and be good husbands and all that. Like it's first there. And then from there, it's like we're able to talk songs and send songs back and forth and talk about, hey, what should we release next? What should my next radio single be? All of those things. Hey, how are you handling your band? Like any drama going on with your record label, like all that stuff. And so from there, it's just like, dude, I freaking love Dylan's music. And like, I have a blast at the shows and just like sit side stage and jam out to all of his songs. And he watches all of our shows. And I don't know if he likes my music or not, but it's...
do a fact check on
yeah,
that.
Exactly. You'd have to ask him, but so it is such a unique thing, and I think that was our intention going in. Is like we want to show that uniqueness, that like, hey, I actually love this dude. Like we're actually like best friends, and the fact that we have that inside of this industry is a unique thing, and that's why it's so cool to be like every night. And the whole bit is we're messing with each other. The whole bit is like I'll say on stage like, hey, y'all are good to leave after I'm done or whatever. Like, you know, I'll come back out. I'll be like, dang, I'm surprised y'all stayed around for Dylan's set. Like all that stuff is the bit, but underneath that is like we're best friends that are just getting to hang out for a couple weekends and have a blast.
Dude, I love that. And there's an entertainment aspect to all of this stuff,
100%.
and you are nailing it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I play a game on this show.
Talk to me.
Okay, give them the boot, presented by Tecovas.
Love that.
I'm giving you a brand new pair of Tecovas.
Come
right
on.
now.
That's
Yes, sir.
incredible.
And you're going to pull out a couple questions from the boot. You're allowed to give one of them the boot.
I got to tell you this just because it just came to mind. But like, I think 2 nights ago, my manager asked me, he goes, hey, and me and Dylan were hanging on the bus. And he was like, hey, what boot size are you? I was like 10.5. And Dylan looks up and goes, are we the same boot size? I said, well, are you a 10.5? He said, yeah. And so I was like, yeah, then we're the same boot size, brother.
It was, because I had to reach out to the team to see, the boot size. So you're going to pull out some questions. Now, you can give one of them the boot, or you cannot. I don't care.
Cool.
But if you give one the boot, that means you got to answer the rest of them.
Okay, I got you.
Give them the boot presented by Tecovas. Here's your brand new
Come on. I'm a Tecovas guy. I love
pair
them.
of Tecovas. Oh, dude, are you
I got to
kidding
see
me?
these things.
Check them out.
Boots are the best gift, man. Like,
Pow.
those are beautiful. I don't have those. I don't have that color either. That's a beautiful pair. Thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Tecovas.
That's the boot, too, right there. So there's questions in that boot. Pull them out. Read them.
Oh, they're in here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. How many am I doing?
There's 4 of them. You can give one in the boot, or you cannot. Up to you.
Who's a better entertainer, you or Dylan Marlowe? So the obvious answer is me. I just have more swag on stage than Dylan. I will say Dylan has done his show well, where he's kind of got the pop punk thing that just creates a lot of energy in his songs. And so energy-wise per song, Dylan, I got to catch up to Dylan. Entertainer-wise, I've got that thing all day.
He's confident.
Favorite country singer right now? That's not you. Let's see. Favorite country singer right now that I'm listening to a bunch. It's a good question. Dude, honestly, I've been on a Jordan Davis kick recently. Like his new song, Bar None, I've been listening on repeat. So right now, I'm going to go Jordan Davis on that one.
It's a good one.
Favorite movie of all time? I'm going to give this one The Boot, just because that's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge movie guy either. Tell a tour story, no one knows. All right, let's think about this. Well, I did this last night, and so no one knows it yet. But last night, when I was, so Dylan went on stage, and right before I grabbed his phone and got his password. And so as he went on stage, I took his phone and I changed all of his contacts to Connor Smith. So like his wife, his whole band, his record label, his manager, all of their contacts were Connor Smith. And so he gets off stage and he comes in the bus after and he's like, bro, what the heck? He's like, Nat just texted me like, we had a fun night, babe. And it said Connor Smith. And I was like, why is Connor texting me we had a fun night, babe? And I was like, bro, that's crazy. Like, how did that happen? And then he's scrolling through his phone. He's like, bro, my whole band is Connor Smith. Who did this? I was like, I have no idea, dude. Like, who would have done that? And then he sat down and he goes, shoot, I don't know who this is. He's like, wait, this is someone on my record label. I was like, and their name's Connor Smith? And then he goes, all right, shut up, bro. He figured it out. So he's got a lot of contacts to fix right now.
Oh, that's a great one. That's why I love that game, man. Expect these to be rocked on the stage.
100%.
All right, so Nashville, Tennessee. Are you living in Nashville now?
I grew up there, man.
Okay, so you grew up in like inner city Nashville.
In Franklin, Brentwood.
Okay.
So, 15 minutes south of downtown.
So tell me, like, because the place has changed even
sure.
in the last 5 years, but you've seen it now your whole life. Like, how crazy is it to see it change as much as it has?
It's wild, man. Like, Nashville's always been like the biggest small town, kind of everybody says. And in the music industry, it definitely feels like that. I always say the music industry is kind of like a high school. Like, everybody knows each other. There's always high school drama. There's different grade levels, you know what I mean? And And Nashville as a whole, dude, just watching it explode so much, it's warranted of its hype. You know, it's one of those places that's just unique and special. It has this kind of Southern hospitality to it, but it also kind of has this Las Vegas of the South thing that it's turned into in Broadway. And I think the special thing about Nashville is it's filled with creativity. It's filled with people chasing dreams. And so that's where a ton of people from California have moved there. You know, a ton of LA people have moved to Nashville because it has that creativity, chasing a dream, going after something, but it's also Southern hospitality, love each other, and country music has been able to kind of protect some of that, like everybody roots for each other, atmosphere. Now, housing prices and traffic is crazy and it sucks. And so I would definitely say it's at a point where you're like, all right, Nashville, we've kind of topped out here. Like everybody slow down. But as a kid who's from there and as a kid who like loves my hometown and like part of my thing in stepping into country music is I want to be a part of protecting and cherishing the history of country music and of Nashville because they are one and the same. You know, you think about Nashville and my wife asked me the other day, like, hey, why is Nashville Music City? I was like, well, the Grand Ole Opry was there. And the Grand Ole Opry was the first radio station that broadcast country music in the 20s. You know, 1925, the Grand Ole Opry started. It broadcast country music to all the country. And so everybody that wanted to break into country music, I mean, country music really came out of Bristol. And then you had the Johnny Cash, Sun Record, Elvis thing that was in Memphis. And then it all come to Nashville, kind of the centerpiece of those two. And so that's for me, like I love the history of country music and I love the history of Nashville. And so being an artist that can kind of champion that a little bit has been a big part of me. That's why I say yes to the Opry, anything they ever ask. Songwriters, I'm a huge songwriter guy and wanting to like help move the songwriter movement along as streaming's kind of exploded and really screwed songwriters in a lot of ways. So that's kind of my heart as an artist. And that really ties back to just being from Nashville, growing up around it. I mean, growing up, man, like I wanted to be a songwriter from the age of 6 because I had a neighbor who was a hit songwriter. Like my next door neighbor wrote There Goes My Life, Kenny Chesney, Fast Cars and Freedom. And so like those are like unbelievable songs, Night Train, all that stuff. And like, so that fascinated me as a young kid. And so that I just wanted to be a songwriter. And then kind of as I grew up a little bit and developed a voice, you know, people were like, hey, you could write these songs. By the time I signed a publishing deal when I was 16.
When you think about songwriting, I've been seeing some stuff. This AI is just unbelievable.
Wow, bro.
I mean, you can plug in kind of what you want a song to be like, and AI will just write it for you.
Dude, it's been this funny bit because Dylan and I got this Country in the Cloud songs going, but we've been doing this acting like we're stealing each other's song and like making this whole thing where like, you know, Dylan stole my song, I stole his song, whatever, and getting the fans to fight. And most of the comments are like, this is what happens when you let AI write country music or whatever, which I think's hilarious. But yeah, dude, the AI stuff's crazy, bro. We were just on a writer retreat, and there's this thing called Suno, I think. And basically, like, we wrote this song and, like, did a little demo for it, but, like, just a guitar, bass thing. And then you can put this thing into Suno, and it'll flip a fully produced track for whatever sound. You can go, hey, make this a pop punk country song. And in 1 minute, you'll have a fully produced song. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I've obviously never used it to write anything, and I don't know anybody who has. But just in general, like, it's crazy to see, you know, I think at the end of the day, like, what the music industry's turned into, though, is what wins is authenticity. Like, you see it across the board. With social media, it's kind of changed the game, where before in the 90s and early 2000s, really all of country music, you could kind of come in, record label tells you what to wear, record label picks out some songs, and if you got a good enough voice and if you're good looking enough, radio, and they invest enough money at radio, you're going to get played and you can become a successful artist. Nowadays, man, what works is being as authentic as possible, being as honest as possible. And if you can portray that, and if the fans can watch you and go, man, I really believe what that guy is saying, and like he's actually talking about his life, that's what works. So that's where I think like AI is really not like a fear of mine in terms of infiltrating country music. Because at the end of the day, man, like country music is about stories, bro. Computers can't write stories.
Dude, you're spot on. I'm glad that you mentioned the retreats that songwriters do.
Yeah.
because I play another game on this show.
Talk to me.
Presented by Outlaw Beer. It's called Beer Thoughts. So every time I'm just sitting down having a beer, I always got these thoughts in my mind. There's some great songwriters that are in Nashville, outside of Nashville. I've always wondered, like, what goes on at these songwriter retreats, man? Like, are y'all just sitting around boozing, coming up with ideas, or are you going in there with ideas?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both, dude. I mean,
because y'all go to these unbelievable places sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
too.
sick. We were down in 30A in Florida, and we went down there for 5 days. We had 8 writers, and it was, dude, I love writing on retreats because you're just so dialed in. Like, it's all that matters in the world. And as an artist, bro, it's like when you go from a songwriter to an artist, you go from having one job to having 10. And so it's so hard because, man, I just love writing songs. Like, I did that Invitational golf tournament the other day, and I had to cancel a write because I had forgotten about it. So I had to cancel a write the day before. And literally, I was like, it's funny that I would rather do my job because I love writing songs that much than even go play golf on a random Monday. Because it's just like, I feel the most at home. I feel like there's no higher drug in the world to me than like when you're writing a song and you know it's great. And so
now stop real quick. Take me to the decision of, damn, I just wrote a banger.
Yeah.
Do I sing it, or does it go to the pool of people?
Yeah. I mean, man, there's a tone to it. Like, there's a different tone to a Connor Smith song or to whatever artist. And like, it goes back to authenticity. It's like, and I'm not an artist that's like, I'm married and I can't sing heartbreak songs like at all, but like there's a certain tone to songs that it's like, yo, this feels like me. And then there's other songs I'm like, bro, this is a great song. This sounds like a smash on radio, but like it would sound better with John Party, or it would sound better with whoever. So I always say, like, I have a couple tests. Like, if I write a song, you can feel it in the room, and there's a different emotion when something feels special. And so after, if I can't wait to get that demo the whole time home, okay, I know we got something potentially special. Then when I get the song back, I go and I get in my Chevy and I roll the windows down and I blast it on 10.
Chevy plug, right?
Chevy plug. Yeah. And I drive around and I give it the Chevy test. And if it feels good in the truck, then I really know we got something. And then I show the boys, and if the boys like it, then I know we got a song we probably need to cut.
Connor's Chevy test.
It's a thing, bro.
Is it?
It's a thing.
Yeah.
But the writer's retreat, bro, like, so we went down there. We were down there for 5 days. We wrote 14 songs.
You doing this with the same crew most of the time, or?
Yeah, I've got my guys now. You know, early on when you're writing, and as an artist, you kind of speed date and write everybody in town and see who connects with it and see, you know, who you vibe well. I think everybody has a different role as a writer. I have a certain writing style that is different from how Dylan writes or how and other artists write. And so you kind of got to find the guys that complement your thing well. Like, I'm kind of an idea guy. I'm kind of paint all the colors guy. And so I need someone in a writing room that can, like, structure that, organize that, tell me what sucks and what's good, like kind of weed out through the bad and pick out, you know, what feels good in there. But we went down there, had eight of my favorite dudes, and we would split it up. So we'd do 2 rooms. So we'd have 3 in one room, 3 in the other. I guess we had 7 guys. So we'd have 3 in one room, and then 3 in the other. I suck at math. And I'd go back and forth. I'd go back and forth, and like I'd be writing 2 songs at once. So I'd hop in, throw out a bunch of ideas on this song, and it could be like a super country song, and then I'd go in here, it's like more pop country song, and like try to flip your brain back and forth. And so just kind of do that, and then we'll get 2 songs. And then after that, we would just come together and we just write a big old 8-way song, just 8 writers throwing out ideas. And we got some of the coolest songs that I've ever written, ever been a part of. Like, this new stuff we're about to put out just feels like a whole new level for me. And so it was a magical little trip. And yeah, man, ideas fall out of the sky. Like, a great idea, man. Like, sometimes it comes out of your phone and you thought of it a week before and you put it in your phone and you throw it out. But a lot of times, dude, we're just in the room and we just try to capture whatever emotion was being felt, and then go, man, what does this vibe make you feel? And then how do you say that and kind of get a hook from there?
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Outside of music, because, hey, let me tell you something.
You ever written a song, by the way?
Dude, back in the day, I wrote a song and I was like, man, I think this thing's going to be a hit. And it was called...
It's called Beer Thoughts.
Beer Thoughts. Yeah. No, I think it was called Porch Light. But I'd like to think that I could write a country song, and maybe we should do that.
Let's
maybe you
do it,
should
bro.
invite
Maybe
me to the next
tonight.
retreat. I think I got some good
We'll ride one on the
ideas.
bus tonight.
Yeah, okay, deal. Hey, y'all, it's Pat here. I got something to say. Reading is the single most important skill a child needs. Yet, 25 million children in the U.S. can't even read proficiently, which prevents them from achieving success in school, participating in all areas of life, and realizing their own dreams. But this is a solvable problem, and I'm going to tell you why. Ending children's literacy crisis in America is the heart and soul of one of my favorite nonprofits, Bernie's Book Bank. You want to know what their mission is? It's to deliver enough free, high-quality books to help children build their own at-home library. They do this with a passionate collective of volunteers and partners who believe no child should be hungry for food or knowledge. Since 2009, they've distributed over 28 million free, high-quality books across Chicagoland and the greater Milwaukee area. And they're not stopping, I'm telling you. They're not stopping until every child who needs a book has them. You want to know what their next chapter even is? They're coming to my state, the Sunshine State, the great state of Florida, where they plan to serve all qualifying children throughout 12 different counties. If you want to empower future leaders, you need to support today's readers. You can help by contributing to their efforts. To learn more about ways to get involved and to donate, visit berniesbookbank.org. Hey y'all, it's Pat with Like a Farmer. Are you looking to add some local flavors to your recipes? Well, visit freshfromflorida.com today, where you can browse hundreds of delicious recipes that bring Florida freshness to your table all year round. Become a Fresh from Florida member for free and create your own menus. Save and send your favorite dishes and get exclusive access to monthly newsletters packed with fresh local recipes. I can promise you, you will be a favorite in your neighborhood. From the Florida fields to your fork, year-round freshness and flavor are just a logo away. Fresh from Florida, there's a sunshine in every bite. Hey y'all, today's episode is brought to you by Ag America, your go-to financial partner for all things agriculture. As the largest independent financial firm dedicated to rural America, Ag America is changing the game when it comes to ag lending and leveling up finance options for farmers, ranchers, and landowners across the nation. And I'll let you know a little secret. The thing that sets this company apart from the rest is the people. They understand firsthand the unique needs of American farmers and ranchers because many of them grew up on farms themselves. They take a farmer-focused approach to finance, prioritizing relationships over transactions to help you build a stronger financial foundation for you and your family. So whether you're looking to buy land or secure working capital, Ag America has your back. Visit agamerica.com today to learn more and see how they can help you achieve long-term financial success. Because when farmers thrive, we all do. Frankie, how about this fucking guy with the baseball swings earlier? So let me stay. We need to play that right now. Boom. Outside of music, I mean, the Little League World Series, and that's the thing. Matter of fact, these days, I'd almost watch that rather than other baseball. But you represent your state, which is awesome. Yeah. Correct?
You represent
a region.
Yeah. So I represented the Southeast.
How was that? Just
unbelievable.
Because you were how old?
12.
I mean, you're feeling good. You're walking. And you're one of those 12-year-olds that you knew you were a 12-year-old. Some of these, you watch the Little League World Series, and it's like a damn 20-year-old that's playing 10 and under with a beard and everything. But
crazy, bro.
You were definitely a 12-year-old, and you walk in and you're repping.
Yeah, dude. It was like living. It was like being a part of Disney World for 2 weeks, where you just you take a 12-year-old kid and you just become a celebrity for 2 weeks, and then you go back to 7th grade. It was crazy, bro. It was such a weird experience and the coolest thing ever. But we basically, so essentially how it happens is there's districts, right? And they basically recruit the top 12 travel ball kids from a certain district. And they go, hey, we're trying to make the Little League World Series. If you play in this Little League, we'll put you on the All-Star team, and then that All-Star team will compete to go to the World Series. And so it's kind of like that. That's how they do it. And so I was like, my dad kind of came with the idea, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so me and some buddies, we joined the league. We played in the thing, and with on the all-star team, and then you got to win the districts. So that's playing the different counties around you. If you win that, you go to state. If you win state, you go to regionals, and then regionals, you go to Williamsport. And so we won all the way up, and then we played Virginia in the Southeast Championship, and I caught the ball that took us to the World Series, and it ended up being a top 10 play on ESPN, which was sick. Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Damn.
Yeah, I basically made a bad read on the fly ball and then corrected it, and it looked cool. Was what happened.
Gotcha, yeah.
Got number 9 on top 10. We go to the World Series. We take this we stay up all night, take this flight the next morning, bus into Williamsport. You get put in this little complex with all these different houses, and so we shared a house or shared a bathroom of a duplex with Mexico. So Mexico was in one side, Southeast was in the other. And there's this little game room in the middle with ping pong tables and arcade games or whatever.
And y'all fighting over that? Like you're rolling in deep, chest out. They're rolling in deep.
Well, and then like you get on the ping pong table and Japan runs it, bro. They were cooking everybody in ping pong, and you're just sitting there. You're just like watching. You're just like, dude, this is what? Where am I? Like, you've got kids from all over the world just hanging out in this game room. Half of them don't speak English. Like, it was so cool, and I think we made it to I think we made 7th in the world, and which is one of my regrets. I think we could have done better. But we faced this kid first game named Chad Knight. I still hate him, bro. This kid shoved us so hard, like 10 Ks, dude.
What's Chad doing right now?
He ended up going pitching at Duke, and he might still be there. He was a stud, and so I remember we lost the first game, and the next morning ESPN's following Chad Knight through the whole dining room as we're all eating our meal, and there's Chad Knight with the cameras on him, and we're just like, dang, he cooked us last night. And so, dude,
Chad Knight,
yeah,
man.
It's crazy, bro. But dude, you're on ESPN for 2 weeks, and then we ended up getting to go on the set of Sports Center. They opened up the whole bit of the Sports Center segment with us with a video of me talking about wanting to be a songwriter. And so they open up this segment with, hey, I'm Connor Smith from Nashville, Tennessee. When I grow up, I want to be a songwriter. And they
pull that.
Yeah, dude, I'll find it for you. And they were like, well, sing us a song. So I sang them a song I wrote right there on the interview, and they played it on ESPN. It was really cool.
At what point, I mean, you're 12 years old, you're at the mecca at that age of baseball. Did you ever think baseball was, and I've seen you at the Folds of Honor. I mean, shout out what those guys are doing. You're a stud on the baseball field. So was there ever
No, man, I just, baseball was my first love. Music was my first passion. Baseball, I loved baseball. But practice at baseball felt like practice. Practice in songwriting and in performing, bro, I don't feel like practice to me. I just love it. I live for it. And I don't know. I always knew what I was going to do. And I love baseball, and I played all the way through senior year, and I didn't go to college. I didn't play college ball or anything. But by the time that and by the time I signed a deal at 16, so I was getting paid as a songwriter by then. And so by the time that real life decisions were getting made, I knew what I was going to do. And he found the clip right here. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that was a good find.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a songwriter. Do you have a guitar?
No, but I can go twang, twang, twang. You don't want me to make it?
I don't think that works.
Okay, fake like you have a guitar. If you're a songwriter, you gotta throw it out.
Kid's peer pressuring me right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
Will he call me his son when I call him my king? Will he call me his servant when I call him Lord of all majesty? Will he call me his child when I call him my father? Will he call me the one? Will he call me his son?
Dude, that's unbelievable.
Isn't that wild, bro? It's just, watching that back, it's just man, we did it. We did the thing. That was the dream, and now we're down here in Tampa playing a big show tonight, and just feel really grateful. It's just man, little 12-year-old kid would have been dreaming about having a tour bus and playing shows like this.
So looking at that, you're 12 and you're doing that on national TV, and then 4 years later you sign a deal. How does that even? There's got to be some. There's got to be like a workers' comp law there or something there, right? I mean, what does that look like when you're 16? And I mean, can you even sign that document?
I think my parents had to be a part of the signing or whatever, and I don't think I got the money till 18 or whatever, but it wasn't a crazy amount of money anyways. But yeah, man, I growing up in Nashville, I was just year around it, and I was writing songs, I was playing around town. I knew other songwriters, but really how I got discovered was, and it's a crazy God story, bro. I was in Montana on this vacation with my family, and that night at dinner, I said to my family, I said, top 5 people in Nashville I would want to work with, Zach Crow would be top of that list. And Zach this was 2016, so Zach they'd just put out the Montevallo record, and Zach produced and wrote a lot of that with Sam, and Zach was just on a tear. He wrote Cop Car, and I'd watched the podcast, a Bobby cast of his, and I was just fascinated by the Sam thing and what they were doing and kind of that sound. And I said that night. The next day, I get an email. The very next day, I get an email that Zach Crow had seen a video of me on Instagram and wanted to meet. 7 days after saying that at dinner, completely randomly, I was in Zach Crow's studio. He signed me to a publishing deal, and we started working together. Isn't that insane?
Dude.
Just fully spoke it, and it happened the next day.
And then at what point do you realize, like, man, I kind of got a little voice on me. I think I can sing. Yeah,
I think, like, that was developing over time. Because I grew up singing in church, and then from 7, we'd do open mic nights around Nashville with my brother, and I started to play original songs out. And then by the time I was 16, like, I was getting attention to be developed as an artist. So kind of the whole thing for me was like, I love writing songs. It would be crazy to have another artist cut them, but also I'm writing songs from a 16-year-old's perspective, and I have a little bit of a voice, and even from when I signed my record deal in 2019 to now, like, my voice has gotten way better than it was. You know what I mean? It just kind of grows when you get on the road and are exercising it that much every day. But by the time that I was signing deals and everything, I knew it was for me to be an artist.
What do you think you'd be doing, like, right now? Like, what was something, or has it just been music?
I mean, I'm pretty bad at other things. I can't really keep track of anything. Like I'm very bad with details. But I have a very entrepreneur brain. Like, I think I could work in advertising or something creative like that. Like, I'm pretty good at, thinking of just marketing, advertising, all that stuff is something I love doing, of just kind of thinking high level. I was the guy that never read a book in high school and got all C's, but like, if the teacher was asking what the book was about, I could make all the connections, if that makes any sense, just because I could, like, understand some of that top level stuff. If not that, bro, I don't know. I'd just be a pastor or something that I could actually pour into other people, because I enjoy that too. Or a counselor. I feel like I'm a counselor half the time for, like, my band and stuff. So something like that.
You're big on that. I mean, the pastor, you're big on your faith. You're very vocal about that, which, these days there's not a ton of people that do that. Like, where does that even come from? Parents, lifestyle, a little bit of both?
Bro, it comes from God yelling at me a ton. It comes from so many moments in my life where, like, it was so obvious that God showed himself, like, crazy stuff, to where I was like, oh shoot, like, I'm not allowed to run from this. And I just found too, over the last 3 years, man, like, being an artist is not easy. Like, it's a dream, and I'm so grateful, and, like, playing shows and writing songs is awesome. But, like, the mental stress that gets put on you as an artist when you go from a kid who just loves writing music to now you're presenting that to the world for them to judge. And now, as success grows, I've got 9 people that either get to pay their rent and eat food based on how many shows and I'm getting booked, and if we're going to get to stay in a tour bus, and how my song does at radio, and how my next record streams, and all those things, man. Like, it's really stressful. And early on, man, I carried a lot of that, and I carried a lot of the anxiety of those things, that it was mine to carry, and it was my weight to produce, and it was my weight to write songs and write great songs and sell tickets. And as I kind of grew in that and had really good mentors, I kind of came to this place with the Lord of, like, God, I'm just going to be open-handed with this. And if you want to give me something, because you trust me, you can. But I'm going to do this for you. And at every turn, like, it's going to be you that provides or it's not going to happen. And I'm going to do the work, and I'm going to work harder than anybody. And like, but I'm also going to rest. And I'm also going to trust that you're in control, because even the things that have happened, like even the things early on where we had success, like I Hate Alabama, dude, like that song just came out of nowhere. I put that song out.
Great jam.
I put that song out on a Friday. The next day, Alabama loses in football for the first time in 2 years. And that was what made that song viral. Was I put that song on a Friday. The next day, they play Texas A&M. Halftime, Texas A&M plays it in the stadium randomly. And then they end up beating them as an unranked team. And it was the first time they had lost in 2 years. And so overnight, bro, like I remember watching that game, and like there was that kickoff to win it, or that field goal to win it. I looked at my guitar player. I go, bro, I don't know, but I think if he makes this field goal, my life could change. The next morning, bro, every news outlet's looking for an interview. Like, and as a new artist, like a song so visceral as I Hate Alabama was like such an easy thing to be known for, where people are like, oh, he's the I Hate Alabama guy, which is a great thing as a new artist. But even that, bro, that's weirdly perfect timing, you know? And then just as it kind of developed, it you know, at every turn, I've kind of tried to lean more into my faith, because and all the stress and anxiety, because I'm at a place now, man, where like I've got more reasons to be stressed than ever, but like I am more at peace and more open-handed and more not worried about anything than ever. And that's only the Lord.
That's deep.
Come on.
I love the knowledge on the music stuff. So we do a segment on the show.
Come on.
Okay. Presented by the one and only Case Knives. See that knife right there?
That's a beautiful knife.
Guess what? That knife is yours.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
We need to do this podcast more.
That's what I'm saying. You get all this
just
free
come in,
shit.
get free stuff.
So, and I love this. You're perfect for this segment, because it's a segment of, it's called Cut That Song.
Yeah.
I got a guitar right here behind me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a song. You mind playing a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so
Is it tuned?
You're going to have to figure that out for me.
I bet.
Yeah, go for it.
So, all right, talk to me.
Okay. Cut that song. Out of all the songs, you pick any song. What is one song that you wish you could have cut, that you could have played? And it can be anything.
Anything? All right.
From a Jimmy Buffett to an Alan Jackson to whatever.
My phone's over there. It's right there, right there. Thanks. We've been doing a segment in the show where Dylan and I just get up there and just freestyle, and we just play whatever song comes to mind.
Well, you know, the thing behind the porch light was, if that porch light is on, that means you still have a chance.
Uh-huh.
And whether it's a chance to go tell a story, whether it's a chance to kiss a girl, whether it's a chance to ask a girl's father for his blessing to marry her, if that porch light is on, you got a chance.
You got a chance. Wait, so you get, okay.
Because you're driving by the house and that porch light's on.
So she's home.
Well, somebody's home. Whether it's the dad, you're going to go ask the dad. Whether it's her, because you want to go tell her that you love her. It's the damn porch light. Whether it's like you're doing a sell. It's like you're selling something, and you need to make sure that somebody's home. That means somebody's always home if that porch light's on.
That's pretty good.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I had a line in the song that we're about to put out called All the Way Down that talks about, it's about like, you know, she ain't coming back, and it's like, you know, ain't no reason to keep the porch light on. It's all the way down, you know. So we're on the same page.
Yeah. Hey, Cut That Song, presented by Case. One song that you would have loved to have cut.
Well, me and my lady had our first big fight, so I drove around till I saw the neon light. A corner bar, it's just ain't right, so I pulled up.
It's the best song.
It's my favorite song of all time.
I knew it, bro. This is an all-time.
Not a soul around but the old barkeep down at the end looking half asleep. Yeah, I walked up and said, what'll it be? I said, the good stuff. He didn't reach around for the whiskey. He didn't pour me a beer. His blue eyes kind of went misty. He said, well, you can't find that here, 'cause it's the first long kiss on a second date. And mama's all worried when you get home late. It's dropping the ring in the spaghetti plate, 'cause your hands are shaking so much. And it's the way that she looks with the rice in her hair, and eating burnt suppers the whole first year, and asking for seconds to keep her from tearing up. Yeah, man, that's the good stuff.
Jam, dude.
Isn't that the best song, bro?
That is my top song of all time.
That's my favorite type of country music. Like that storytelling stuff. Like I did it on a song called Meanwhile in Carolina. And that was like my best attempt at like that whole like thing about songs like that, man, is every single line, you can't waste a line. Every single line of that song has to progress the story a little bit more. And that song's a masterpiece.
God. Dude, that was beautiful, man.
Thanks, man.
Great song. Good job. Hey, so tell me what, I love the creative side that you seem to have. I mean, what you and Dylan are doing right now, there's a creative aspect to it. And you think about country music in any type of genre right now, it's more than just standing up there and playing the guitar and singing. You've got to be creative. You got to have the attention span on anybody right now is very short, as you know. So, like, what's next? Like, what are some ideas that you want to continue to do? Is there some collabs out there that you'd love to do? I mean, country music's changing every single day, like we both know. I mean, what's a creative kind of idea that you'd love to put to life?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're always thinking about that stuff. I mean, that was kind of the whole thing we did with Dylan was like, people love drama. So we were like, dude, let's just act like we're stealing each other's songs and make this whole thing. So he like made this fake like cease and desist order and sent it to me. And then we did this whole like addressing the controversy. Whoever gets more TikToks made with their chorus of the sound gets to cut it, you know, just doing stupid stuff like that. And you know, 75% of people know we're joking and think it's funny. And then the other 25% think that we hate each other. And that's the best part. So we're getting a lot of hate comments, which is hilarious to me. But I mean, down the line, I think, I don't know, for me as an artist, I've kind of intentionally, as a new artist, man, you just have this thing and that you can never capture again, which I call it wet cement, right? Like, as I'm still growing and I've still got a long ways to go till I feel like I made it in any way. But like, there's still so many sides of like who I am as an artist. Cause you had that early stuff, which was I Hate Alabama and Take It Slow. And that was kind of this college thing and this young thing. And then, and kind of this more, a little bit pop country thing. And then and then I got married and songs changed a little bit, and so I put out the Smoky Records album, which was a little bit more organic, a little bit more storytelling, and a little bit more mature. And then I just did this last thing called The Storyteller. And the Storyteller idea was not, like, I was writing songs just to go, hey, man, like, before I get boxed into anything as an artist, like, I want to make sure that I put out some songs that show at the heart of everything. I just love telling stories, and I love country music, right? And so I put out this record, and it wasn't to become some viral thing. It wasn't to be, you know, stream crazy. It wasn't to have a hit on radio. It was just to do it as a songwriter and feel proud of songs. And that's put me in a spot that I'm really grateful for, because I've showed all the sides now. And so as I step into this second record and step into this next chapter and kind of 2.0 of what I'm doing as an artist and building this, I'm so free to do whatever. And so I could write, you know, the most song that everyone would be like, screw you for calling it country music. And I wouldn't care, because it just feels great and it's honest and it does tell the story, and I blast it in my truck. And I think for me, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have been more self-conscious if I had not have laid that foundation. And so that's kind of my thing moving forward in this next year is just writing songs that, man, just feel great live, that feel honest, that feel real, and that the fans relate to. I have a lot of, not to keep going back to the faith thing, but one of my like big dreams, I was talking to this with Bailey Zimmerman the other day on the golf course, was to do a parables record where it's all these like country songs that if you listen to them, you wouldn't know, but like they're all centered around some sort of Bible verse, but they're written as a country song. Faith from a Farmer was a song that was like that. I've got a song that we're about to put out called Hour With You. That's a love song, and it says, I'd rather spend an hour with you than forever with anybody else. And I wasn't my idea, but one of the co-writers had that idea based off a verse that says, better is one day in the house of God than 1,000 elsewhere. And so it's like little things like that I just think are really cool. And so that's something for me. I mean, I always love how Hardy did the Hicks tape thing, which was brilliant. Awesome. Just to go like, hey, let's just get country music together and do this. And that's one of those ideas for me that somewhere down the line would be cool to execute. Because I mean, there's a ton of those artists that do that and have done that. And even with Country in the Clouds, like that, Dylan wrote that song, and it's a cool song, but it also kind of has this cool other element to it. And so
now, is that song out now?
No, it comes out April 25th.
Okay, awesome. And you mentioned Bailey, which is awesome. And like I mentioned, everybody's getting into country music, which is so cool. I would like to think that that's a big reason this show gets so popular, because we're kind of bringing everybody into this lifestyle of whether it's sports, country music, food, knowing where your food comes from, who grows your food, just being outdoors. It's cool again, wearing boots and hats and driving a pickup truck. The Bailey Zimmerman Big Eggs to Plug collab.
Crazy, bro.
I mean, that wasn't in my bingo card, but like, that's cool.
Yeah, it's sick. Well, I mean, country music has expanded so much over the last 2 years. I mean, country music's at a healthier place than it's ever been right now. Not only in like popularity and all that, but just in like, we've gotten to this place where you have, a song for every fan. Like, people can yell at whoever for doing poppier stuff, but like, just don't listen to it. Just go listen to Zach Top or Ernest or whatever that's like doing some real traditional country stuff. And so it's expanded so much. You've got all of these pop artists that have fallen in love with country music, that are moving to Nashville, that are doing country records. I mean, Post has done this thing in the coolest way I've ever seen, and in the most respectful way I've ever seen, man. I want to give him flowers for days, because he didn't just come in from LA and go like, hey, let me play off popularity country. No, he moved to Nashville. He wrote with Nashville writers. He played the Grand Ole Opry. He played the Bluebird Cafe. He respected country music, and he did it he's done it. He's still doing it. And it's like, I respect that so much as a guy at his level in pop music, to come and do that and put out freaking great music. And so, I mean, like, you look at the Big X thing with Bailey, like, song's a banger, and I'm sure the record will be great. It's like, dude, I love anybody that's going to come into country music and respect the genre and do it the right way, man. I think it's really cool. I think that's the difference in country music versus other genres, is there's such a respect element to it. There's such a, like, respecting the genre, respecting the history. It means something more, because it's a genre built for a lifestyle and for a group of people that can relate to it. That's why some people are like, don't understand country music, or like, why does anybody listen to country? It's like, because you've never been there. You never had a beer by a bonfire with your boys in a truck bed listening to Aldine. If you do that, you know the emotion of that. You know the nostalgia. You know that, like, those are the best days of your life. You know that having too many beers, on a Friday night with your boys are like the greatest memories. And so it's like, that's why you can hear those songs with all the cliches and go, damn, bro, that makes me feel something. You know what I mean?
It's like Dylan's song with Dylan.
Did it too, yeah.
Boys Back Home.
That one too.
I mean, it's like, hey, you hit it right on the head. I mean, sitting on a bonfire in a pickup truck, I mean, that's kind of a lifestyle.
Oh, it's the best.
Driving a dirt road, casting a line.
Bro, if you
shooting a deer.
Go drive a truck down a back road, listening to country music, passing some rivers and hay fields, and you're gonna find what you need to find. You know what I mean? But yeah, Dylan got a lot of hate for that, Boys Back Home, because it had all the cliches. But it's like, bro, no, he said the thing. Like, he said, like, man, I'm out here on the road, but I'm doing this for the boys I grew up with. I'm doing this for the kids that made me who I am, and I can't wait to get back with y'all after all these crazy shows are done and sit around a fire again and just, listen to Chris Stapleton and listen to Eric Church. And it's like, that's why that song, hell yeah, dude, roll my windows down and put that on the playlist.
Yeah. I got to know before we finish up, how old are you?
24.
Okay, so you signed the first deal at 16.
Yeah.
And you're a Nashville kid and very intuitive, which I love. Like, and you mentioned earlier, like, it's not like I've made it yet. Like, at what point, what needs to happen for Connor Smith to be like, yeah, I think I made it?
So I got one of my best buddies from high school. His name Cram Man. You'll meet him tonight. He's the best. He's exactly what you think when you hear Cram Man. And he's been on the road with me from day one. And I asked him the other day, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, man, what would your made it moment be? And I've got different levels, and a lot of them are like, one is like, I want to headline the Ryman. That's kind of my next goal. Like, that's the next step for me. But I don't even think that would feel like a made it moment, because it's like, bro, you can still headline the Ryman, which is 2,500, and then if you don't have another great song, you know, you drop off. So we were like, the pinnacle, it would probably be headlining Red Rocks, headlining Bridgestone, the arena in Nashville, just because, like, I can't imagine having all of my people there. I mean, all my best friends are still my best friends from middle school. So, like, having all those people there at a sold-out arena would be unbelievable. And then, you know, I don't know. I think for me, you know, still country radio is such a big part of it, and I think getting the rhythm there would be a big deal. But yeah, Red Rocks would probably be like the one where I go, all right, I can die, I can quit now. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's awesome. And what a great venue that is.
Unbelievable.
It'll happen one day. I can see it.
I believe it.
I could sit here and talk hours with you, man.
I don't know why we won't, bro.
This has been great. I mean, I love what you're doing. Next, you've got the Did We Just Become Best Friends? You're doing that now.
Yep.
Is there any, so give me a heads up on fall.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I'm sure you got festivals coming up, but like, is there anything that you already have planned that we can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing for us is
song coming out.
Yeah, the big thing for us is this new record, man. Like, we spent the first part of this year going like, all right, let's get the music right. Like, let's make this music a step up, a step we've never done before, kind of this new level. And I think we've done that now. And so this new stuff is something that feels great. And so really making the, you know.
And that will come out when?
Man, I don't know.
You
like,
don't know yet.
In my record label, they take a while. So we're figuring out, and rightfully so. You know, it has to be done right. But we got the song with Dylan coming out, and then we're gonna start putting out a bunch of music through the summertime, and just kind of one song at a time, see what takes off, and then you know, we've got the songs for a record, but I think we'll keep beating them, you know. And so I want this second record to be a career-defining record for me. It's kind of my main goal. And so we're playing a ton of shows. We're gonna be out on the road. We're playing, you know, shows with a ton of different people, kind of off and on. But right now, this year's been about music and just getting out of the fans, playing the new songs, seeing what they react to. And so it'll be a big year for us.
Now, the tools that people are using now, it's just different these days. Social media, I mean, Jesus, you want to talk about something that kind of gives, it seems like, everybody that extra bump to promote songs. Yeah. Is that something that you're big on?
Man, I'm a big, like, don't say anything if you ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
And so I've struggled with that for a certain degree, because I think it takes a while to figure out what you're trying to do. And I think that social media has put so many artists to feel like they get 2 years to pop, and if they don't pop, it won't happen. Because you can see it happen so fast for some artists when they got it right away, and that's incredible. And so for one, I've wanted to wait and go, all right, let me figure this thing out and have something to say, and then we can go hard on this. And I've had success from, I mean, I Hate Alabama was a big song on TikTok, and that was a big part of it. But we really just, this year, I feel like things are starting to click to where, like, between social media, interacting with the fans, I'm big into the fan club. We got a fan club called the Storytellers, and I'm big into personal interaction there. My thing is, like, bro, I'm not trying to build a career for the next 5 years. I'm trying to build a career for the next 30 years. You know, I was talking to somebody the other day, like, Eric Church is my king, and he just put out a song, and it got, like, every radio station added first week. And that's a guy who, you know, has been doing this for 30 years. And to be that revered 30 years in is so rare. That's once in a generation. But he did that by, at every level, talking to the fans, focusing on the fans, and not writing songs for anything other than, like, this feels honest and this is what my fans want to hear. And so that's a guy who's had 8 number ones, 9 number ones at country radio, which is insane when you think about the, you know, compared to Kenny, who's probably had 40, right? But he's just built he built in a way that was for sustainability. And so now if you go in Nashville, bro, every writing room I'm in, every other artist, you ask them who their favorite artist is, it's Eric Church every time.
Yep.
Every time, because he built for that longevity.
It's a legend.
And so it's like, that's something for me I try to focus on even now early, is like, man, I don't want that flash in the pan. I don't want just, like, live and die by every viral TikTok moment. I want to use those platforms to build authenticity so fans can get to know me as a person and who I am and fall in love with the music, but also not rely on it. And so we've finally gotten in a good rhythm with that, I think, which I'm grateful for. And so it's been a lot of fun. Social media has actually become fun for me over the last few months, and in a way that it's always just been kind of a pain, because the self-promotion part of my job sucks. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure you relate, having a podcast. It's one thing to like, you know, feel proud of something, but then to like have to like self-promote yourself all the time is exhausting.
Dude, you're spot on. I mean, you're doing your stuff on stage and you're killing it. Just like I'm doing this, and I love storytelling. When somebody walks on the Like a Farmer show, you're going to know them by the end of it.
100%.
But then you got to do this extracurricular shit, and it's like, geez, man.
Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, and it's exhausting, and it's just, and it can very easily, because that's what it was doing early on for me, is it was making me not creative. Because I was getting in this mindset of like, and that was why I did the Storyteller records, because I was getting in this mindset where so many people in town and in the music industry have started writing songs for an algorithm and not for a human. And I didn't want to get sucked into that. So I kind of stepped away for a second, and now we're coming back in because I feel more confident in everything and feel like I really, you know, have authenticity to show, you know what I mean? And that just takes time. I'm 24, bro. Like, it takes time to figure that out and not rush it and not, you know, get lost in this, like, all right, well, if this first song doesn't have 1 million streams first day, then we missed. It's like, no, bro, like, I got songs that didn't stream great, but you'll hear them at the live show tonight. They'll be one of the biggest ones, you know, and that's what matters to me.
And you got a podcast coming out soon, hopefully.
Listen, bro, that's up to you.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that.
Uh-oh.
Appreciate you coming on the show. Let me tell you something
man.
before we get off. The first thing that I tell everybody, surround yourself with great people. You have a great team.
Thanks, man.
And you're surrounding yourself with great people, and I'm excited to see what comes next for you. I really am.
Man. No, I've been super grateful, and that's been the biggest thing for me is like, yo, I can't do this alone, you know? And I've tried to do that before and carried on my back, but it's not up to me, man. I got to write great songs. I got to be real with fans, and I got to put on a great show. But beyond that, man, like, I got to trust people around me. And I'm really grateful that I got those guys and guys that, you know, freaking love me, whether a song ever works or whether it doesn't. You know, that's the type of people you need around you. And God's been good to me in that way.
I'm excited to see the show tonight.
Thanks, bro. I'm excited for you to be there.
As always, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Connor Smith, y'all, what a freaking episode. As always, like I mentioned, every single Wednesday, wherever you listen to your audio podcast or catch us on YouTube, continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do to be like a farmer.